Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Tuesday. It's October 18th. Glad you're here. Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. Today's Red Mic message: the first brick. Now, when you reach a crossroads in your life, a lot of people think they need a whole new life, new job, new town, new habits. Burn it down, start fresh. Cue the dramatic but uplifting soundtrack. But the truth is, well, the truth is quieter and more honest. You don't need a new life. You need to make one hard change, one keystone habit, one 10% shift. I've said for years, you start by starting. And the word keystone came up recently in a newsletter I've mentioned before, Menquilibrium. And it talked about how the idea that one behavior can quietly pull the rest of your life forward or pull it up. You don't overhaul everything, but you move the one piece that's holding everything else up. We often look at people and we imagine that they're operating on some higher level, some higher plane. But if you break down their days, 90% of it probably looks very similar to yours. Sleep, food, distractions, traffic, frustrations, personal interactions with family and friends, the same sort of rhythms, right? The difference is that remaining 10%, where they make the tiny choices that compound until they look like transformation. For me, it's been exercise. And that's been the hardest thing about working out here in Huntsville. My gym of choice doesn't have a location here, and I don't want to have a temporary membership. And the gym, gym in the apartment complex here, it only has a very limited amount of upper body stuff. So that's what I mean. I've been doing it, but it's just not as good. Okay. But for me, exercise was the whole difference. Making those little changes. Now, crunches don't change destiny, but because everything downstream of that shifts. You may know, if you followed me for a while, that I've dropped 60 pounds since 2021 and I've kept it off, but I've been stalled. There's probably another 20 to 30 that I'd like to lose. As soon as I am no longer here full time, I'm still just sort of maintaining the status quo. As soon as I'm no longer here full time, I'm going to redouble my efforts. Yes, even through the holiday season. I want to lose another 25 pounds. So write it down. I'm going to employ a system, not a goal. And that's what I'm going to do. So that's me. Now, for somebody else, it might be waking up 30 minutes earlier. Is that heroic? No, but that extra buffer might be what they need to turn chaos into control. For other people, it might be something as small as making the bed. I think it was McRaven who, in one of his speeches, which I think was a graduation speech, he said, get up and make your bed every day. Okay, maybe that works for him. Order builds momentum. Momentum can rewire everything. But here's why most people stall. They wait for perfect Monday, next month, after the holidays, when work slows down, when the kids are older, when God sends you a calendar invite. And here's a hint, he's not going to. So start now, not the whole wall. Just knock out that first brick. If exercise is your keystone, then put on your workout shoes. If reading is your keystone, open the book and force yourself to read a chapter or two. If waking up earlier in the day is your keystone, then set the alarm and move the phone across the room. Start by starting. I'll say it again, start by starting. You already have 90% of what you need. The gap between who you are and who you want to be is usually not a canyon. It's a decision. It's a small step. The 10% that changes everything for you is the next choice you make. Not tomorrow, not January 1st, right now. Transformation doesn't begin with reinvention. It begins with the one choice that tilts everything forward. So find your keystone, lay that first brick, and let the 10% pull the rest along for the ride. And that's today's Red Mic message. Thanks for being here. I love you guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Another Bible verse tomorrow. A friend of mine texted me and said, so you're preaching now. No, that's just the way I was moved today. Again, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, as always, life is short. Drink the bourbon. I'll see you.